Oh, here's the first synchronizing gross ass, stank ass Gangstalker. Looking like Santa Claus over there. And I want to start today's video off with a little bit of education. Okay, and forgive me if that sounds condescending, but some people clearly need to hear it. But first, let us see if the windshield wipers are frozen. No, I don't think so. I don't want to break the windshield wipers by trying to turn them on. They're frozen. Okay. Why is a man's penis shaped like a plunger? Is it just an accident? It just happens to be shaped like a plunger? Second question. Why are 90% of sperm hunter-killer sperm? The majority of sperm is designed not to get into the ovum? God, I'm trying to be the educator here and I can't even remember the name of the thing that the sperm goes into. The ovary? I don't know. The sperm goes into something. You know, that's when the conception happens. Why is it that most of the sperm, it's not designed to go into that thing, it's designed to kill other sperm? Well, the answer to both questions is because nature's way of mating is through gangbangs. And it happened that way for all of time, and it still does. It's inherent to biology, because when you have a gangbang, the healthiest sperm gets through. And the word uncle is older than the word father, because father is a new institution that came about during the agricultural age. When people started harvesting land, owning property, people also became property, including women, which is why the man buys the woman in the form of a dowry, checks that she's a virgin, and then has one honeymoon. That's one cycle, 1 month, because there are 12 full moons in a year. One honeymoon cycle where he knows she's a virgin, and when she gets pregnant, he could tell the baby is his. And then he could pass down his wealth and keep it all in the family. And before then, for all of time, no one would have cared who the father is. Just like in the animal kingdom, it's not the man who raises the baby, it's the woman. And so the penis is shaped like a plunger to pull other men's sperm out. Because the way that you'd get pregnant throughout all of time, and the way your biology craves still, is to get gangbanged by a whole bunch of guys. And none of the guys are jealous because none of them care who the father is. Now, if you don't go the way of nature, then you go the way of politics, which is a relationship, a love relationship. Oh, here, I'm just with my partner. Oh, I'm just a Danish girl with my partner trying to cuckold you. Hey, I'm just a Danish girl coming back for the 4th time to remind you this time that I have a partner and we're really happy. Wouldn't you just love to imagine that? Hey, I'm just, my name is Louise, but you could call me Louise the Tease. Hey, my name is Louise Hansen, but you could call me Louise Hands Off. That's what I'm gonna get you to call me. Will I get filled up by some guy and tell you all about it? Now, the Danish girls come back a 4th time to tease me and cuckold me. And the reason why is because it's natural to be attracted to men. If you're attracted to your husband, you're going to be attracted to other men. If you don't allow your husband to be attracted to other women, he also can't be attracted to you. And that's biologically scientific. That's called the Coolidge effect. That's why a bull will have sex with every single cow in the field one time before it ever has sex with the same cow twice. And so Louise the Tease comes back to basically say, I'm with my partner. It's a love relationship. We're monogamous. And I'd like you to imagine us having sex because that's the closest I can get to having a gangbang, which is what I really want. But I've been brainwashed by propaganda, by political propaganda, to believe that me having a partner has something to do with you and I. Hey, I have a partner. Okay, well, what does that have to do with you and me? Hey, stranger, let me just mother you and tell you that I'm getting cream pied on the regular. Okay, well, what does that have to do with you and me? Well, to me, that has nothing to do with her and I, but to her, she's basically saying, oh, how I wish. Oh, how I wish. The culture says one thing, but my body says another. And let me just live in denial. Let me just call it anything except what it is. This time I was ready for her. This time I was like, okay, surely, Louise the Tease. Louise the Tease, she wants you to say please and get on your knees. Well, guess what? Guess how many times I jacked off to Louise? 0! Guess how many times I jack off a day? I don't know, 1 million? Anyways, I've been considering too. You know how when you don't, I don't know if it's the same for a girl. I kind of think it is. I've heard a lot of girls say it is. If you don't jack off for a while, you get kind of hungry, you know? You get kind of, and they say when the student is ready, the master shows up. And I've never really felt like a playboy. I've always wanted to be a playboy, but I've always felt kind of like an impotent fag, you know? And what the fuck? There's definitely some weird noise going on in the car. So remind me at the grocery store, I need to get, I shouldn't even say this out loud because they're listening and they'll, what the fuck? There's some really weird noise in the car that displeases me very much. I need to get spaghetti noodles. I need to get mutti tomatoes. There's 2 things. I need to get juice. There's 3 things. I need to get some kind of meat. Vegan meat, obviously. Do you hear that? Do you hear that clunking noise in the back of the car? What was I talking about again? Weirding me out over here. I brought a bag this time. You know, I don't have music either right now. That's not something, I'm not happy about that. I didn't have my my phone charged. I couldn't find my MP3 player. And so I am wearing headphones, but I just wear those to keep my microphone in place. And I feel a little bit naked right now. Okay, so I think that's 4 things. Juice, tomatoes, spaghetti noodles, and some kind of vegan meat. Some kind of smug vegan meat. No, I get the smug vegan kind, because I think I'm better than you. No, I get the smug vegan kind. I kind of want to get Coca-Cola, but that would just kill me. I would be up until 6 in the morning, cranking my tiny pecker. That's what I wanted to talk about. So basically, I've been cranking my pecker since I was, since forever. And when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. Here, these are mutti. These are the best. Okay. And I've always wanted to be a playboy, but I've kind of just plainly felt like a loser. And when you crank your pecker, it makes you weak. I mean, if you crank and then try to do something with concentration the next day, you will have less concentration. Lots of soccer players don't crank for a week before they play a game because it will diminish their energy. And I have no reference. The longest I've ever went has been 3 months. And that seems like a reference. Some people would say, well, you have to wait at least a year. But when I went 3 months, I also, and this is reaching perhaps, had a bad diet. And I was trying my best to have a good diet, but I frankly didn't understand what a good diet even meant. And so although I did have a lot of extra energy from not cranking, and okay, some tiny, we want the smallest macaroni noodles that don't have eggs in them. Okay, $1.97. That's what I love about noodles, they're so cheap. I didn't have the urge to crank anymore. After a couple months, after a month and a half even, I had no urge. I wasn't jonesing for it. And I also had times where I thought, oh, I feel so good right now. And it's like I'm high, it's like I just smoked a bowl and I'm totally sober, and this is what it's all about. This is great. And so, forgive me for sounding like even more of a loser, but what if, because I've always wanted to be a playboy, I've always been excessively horny, what if I didn't crank for a long time, plus got my diet right, and then I was actually horny enough that I could become a genuine playboy? And it's not that I'm just some loser. It's that I'm already drained. I'm already like Louise's partner. I'm just drained from, emptying out all the time. Every time she comments to a new guy, she's like, hey, can you cream pie me real quick? I got a comment to some guy. I want it dripping out while I comment to him. I feel like he's gonna know on some level. I want him to know what he's never gonna have. I feel like damn Louise's partner. What the fuck? Is it just me or do they not have juice? What? Like, I feel like I've been to every freezer section in the store and I can't find any fucking juice. Pissing me off. What I did kind of want to get is Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid comes in powder form, which you might be thinking, well, of course it does. But they switched it up for a while. For a while, I couldn't find Kool-Aid in powdered form. I could only find it in juice boxes. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, if they really don't have juice here, other than this ridiculous juice right here that's already pre-made. Like, if they don't have concentrate, it's looking like they don't have concentrate. Okay. Okay, thank God. Yeah, I'm getting 2 for 3, 2 for 3, 2 for 3. Oh yeah. I would like to get 6, so I'll get 4. Oh, look at these. These are $1.27. That's... Oh, look at that. Passion fruit. Okay, let's get one of those. What do we got here? Lemonade. Grape. Berry drink. Fruit drink. Let's just try one of these. We got passion fruit. Let's try a fruit drink. We're spending a lot of money on juice here. $8 just on juice. So, yeah, what if that changes my nature? What if I've always been kind of a loser? Because kind of like being poor, kind of like when you bust a nut, it's like spending your money. And I've always been homeless in that sense. I've been basically spending all my money. And I only know what it feels like to be poor. And that's why all my girlfriends have been fucking retards. And then you might say, well, that's a little bit far-fetched because you already tried not cranking for 3 months. That should have been a good enough sample that you would have shaped up back then. But what if, and this is really narcissistic, so just forgive me here. What if well, maybe not. What if I'm more sensitive? Kind of like certain cars, you have to use a special kind of gasoline for them. What if I have a more sensitive physicality? And therefore, unlike someone who can just eat junk food, but still release whenever they want, I have to actually... Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I have to actually eat healthfully as well. And then that's the only way. I mean, I've always thought I'm kind of a retard because I have a small skull. My skull is kind of small. But there's this one guy I know, and he's a really, really intelligent genius. I think he's higher than entry level. And he has a small skull as well. And I really like him. And then there's this other woman who I don't actually like, but she's dead now. But she also had a small skull, and she was an MIT graduate. And so maybe, but she also ate really healthy food, but she also died. She died of cancer. And I didn't know, I never talked to her, but I watched her on YouTube. So what if I need to basically eat healthy plus not crank my pecker in order to be a playboy? And I will say this. There are lots of... I talked to a handful of women. And I consider every woman I talk to kind of to be someone I trust. Kind of to be my girlfriend, really. But I don't consider myself a playboy. The way I consider them my girlfriend is by the fact that I genuinely like them. And I think when you genuinely like someone, they can tell. And it goes both ways. There's genuine trust, and I'm not interested in basically please talk to me. Oh my God, do you love me? It's just obvious. Like with Louise the Tease, that only happened because she's Louise the Tease. But with women who don't try to drip their cream pie on my leg, I'm more like, casual. I'm more like, whether you talk to me this month or next month, if ever, whatever, I'm not gonna be holding it against you. I'm not expecting anything, because you haven't started off fresh by acting one way and then changed it up to something else. Hey, do you know what it's called when you act one way when you first meet someone and then you start acting a different way after you get to know them? That's called being a con artist. But for the rest of the people who are the same way when they meet me as they are after they meet me, I feel very much intimate. I feel very loved, and I very much love them. And maybe the only missing piece to having a literal, real life or online girlfriend is I have to stop cranking my peckers so I'm actually horny enough that when the student is ready, me, the master appears. The woman, as in, when I'm not already full, when I'm hungry for it, then someone can think, oh, I can actually be appreciated now. Hey, this guy isn't just, it's not just going to be a sneeze with this guy. Oh, bless you. But honey, I actually just climaxed. I wasn't sneezing. And the woman says, I know, honey. I was saying bless you, bless your heart. And the man falls asleep. The one pump chump falls asleep and she cries herself to sleep. I mean, what woman would want that? And I think it's unnatural. In the monkey kingdom, a monkey has no more than 3 babies because she has a finite amount of resources in her body to give to her babies. And if she keeps having babies, they'll come out retarded. That's why the firstborn is going to be strongest. The firstborn is going to be straight. You're more likely to be gay if you're a second or third or fourth born because you have less hormones. And there's no animal in nature that's gay. But in the zoo, animals are gay. And in the concrete jungle, in the society, it's a zoo. And so only the strongest get to be straight. Sexuality is evolution. We start off as autosexual, then we progress to homosexual, then we progress to heterosexual, then we progress to beyond sexuality. Most people are stuck even beneath autosexual, or they're at autosexual. So for me to get all the way up to heterosexual, for me to be a successful heterosexual, I think I have to be as strong as possible. And I think that means not cranking. Now, I might do a mukbang video tonight. I haven't used my other microphone in a while, and I really like that one. Now, I did feel bad for Louise the Tease. I did think, oh my God, you want me so bad and you can't admit it. You poor thing. I thought you were yanking my chain here, but you're genuinely a horn dog. You're genuinely just begging for it. And you are so repressed, you can't even admit it. You poor thing. So I did feel flattered. It was kind of my original feeling. I'm flattered, and I wish I could get through to you. I wish I could reach you. Talk to me, Louise. No, I don't mean like I'm begging you to talk to me. I mean like open up to me, Louise. You can share your feelings with me. You can undo your repressions with me. I'll help you understand yourself. Hey, you want to mother me? Sure, it'll go both ways. Let me just help you as well. Let me help you self-actualize. Talk to me, Louise. Tell me it's okay. Tell me you're lonely even with your partner. I'll understand. My soul is black, not like his. My soul is black, so I can really understand you. Hey, I have a black soul, so I can really understand you. You don't have to keep secrets with me. And you know what a shit test is? Basically, it's kind of like saying, here's the worst of me. In game, you know, there's this game theory, pickup artist theory, or gaming women kind of theory. And they say women will shit test you. So you're getting along with a woman and she'll suddenly do something kind of nasty or kind of withholding her affection towards you to see if you need her validation. To see, you know, how are you going to act? Are you really happy, or are you just only happy because she's talking to you? In which case, you're kind of pulling a Louise there. And I was kind of thinking, and this is probably going to alienate a lot of my audience. I hope it doesn't. But I was kind of thinking, depending on how gross your literal shit is, like you're eating like McDonald's and all this stuff, that's how gross you have to make your shit test. Like, if you're eating only fruit so that your shit doesn't stink, then your shit test then you wouldn't really shit test, guys. But if you eat like McDonald's and you know, things that are like really putrefying, like things that are literally rotting in your guts, so your shit smells like putrid and disgusting, then your shit test, your emotional shit test on a guy has to be something equivalent, really nasty, like I'm gonna drip my cream pie on your leg and see what you do. And from some other guy, obviously, and see what you do, because if I were to ever have anal sex with you, my shit would be about that gross. And obviously, it comes from like some kind of biological thing from before there was the pill, where you had to have anal sex to not get pregnant. So it's kind of like anal sex is built into our biology. And I'm just, you know, this is just my opinions here. And so my shit is gonna smell so gross that I need to know that you're not gonna dump me based on that, based on treating you like an object. You know, I have to do really nasty shit tests to you because that's how nasty my ass is. And even if anal isn't part of the biology, it's almost like, who the fuck is this? Even if anal isn't part of the biology, it's almost like if you're gonna do 69, you're still gonna be close to someone's ass. You know? And so I think that's the reason why they call them shit tests. Why the fuck is there a random car parked in our driveway? Is this an Uber? What the fuck is this? You know, not into this. Let's go see what this... Obviously my first thought is this is a gang stalker. I'm gonna turn the window down. Probably a gang stalker here. Hi. Are you an Uber?
No. I'm from pharmacy.
Oh, okay. I live here too, but I need to park in the driveway.
You're here?
What?
You live here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going. I'm just delivering here for medicine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just leave it.
Delivering some shit. I turned the camera down so you couldn't see that woman's face, but she has these like piercing eyes. She looks like a Persian. She has like piercing light green eyes and kind of tanned skin. Now, if she doesn't, she's like, oh, I'm just doing a delivery here. If she drives away, I'm gonna be pissed. She better have a fucking delivery. What the fuck? You know, when my mom is home, like my mom will be like, okay, I just came to the door. That took 1 second. Thanks, bye. I don't know why she'd just be sitting there. Gangstalking bitch neighbor is out on her porch across the street.